In August of 1986, Lake Nyos was a quiet crater lake tucked into the lush volcanic mountains of northwest Cameroon. Late on August 21st, a brief rumble echoed through the mountains. Villagers reported a strange smell and a warm sensation before rapidly losing consciousness. Survivors awoke up to 36 hours later to an apocalyptic scene. More than 1,700 people and 3,500 cattle lay dead across the surrounding valleys. The scene was a bizarre contradiction. Human and animal life had been decimated, yet the village homes were undisturbed, and the local plant life remained perfectly healthy. No bombs, no blast damage, no withered crops. Investigators were left to explain how an invisible force could wipe out thousands of lives in an instant, while leaving the landscape itself completely unharmed. International scientific teams rushed to the site to conduct a forensic analysis. As documented in this report from the U.S. Geological Survey, they initially scrutinized the area for toxins, biological agents, or an explosive volcanic blast. Toxicologists examined blood and tissue samples from the victims. The results came back negative for cyanide, carbon monoxide, and known biological diseases. Many survivors were covered in skin lesions that looked like chemical burns. However, pathologists realized these weren't caused by heat or toxins. They were severe pressure sores from lying unconscious on the hard ground for up to 36 hours. This led to the medical team's final conclusion. The victims were rapidly deprived of oxygen by a heavier-than-air gas, essentially suffocating where they stood. The investigation shifted from pathogens and explosions to the environment. The evidence pointed toward a massive, invisible wave of gas that had pooled in the valley and displaced the breathable air. Geologists hiking up to Lake Nyos immediately noticed a change in the crater itself. The water level had dropped by nearly a full meter. The lake's normally pristine blue water had turned a rusty, murky red. This discoloration suggested a massive disturbance had churned up iron from the deep water layers, allowing it to oxidize at the surface. This diagram shows what was happening beneath the lakebed. For centuries, a pocket of magma had been steadily leaking pure carbon dioxide into the bottom of the lake. Because Lake Nyos is thermally stratified, the water doesn't mix. A top layer of warm, lighter water acted like a lid, trapping the cold, dense water at the bottom, where it continuously absorbed the leaking CO₂. Over 1.5 cubic kilometers of gas dissolved into that bottom layer. Weighed down by the immense pressure of the water above, the lake became a highly pressurized reservoir of carbon dioxide. A small disturbance, likely a landslide, disturbed the layers. The resulting loss of pressure allowed the trapped gas to violently bubble out of solution. That massive cloud of dense, invisible CO₂ burst through the surface and spilled over the crater lip. It swept through the valleys at up to 60 miles per hour, silently suffocating everything in its path. Lake Nyos wasn't just a body of water, it was a geological time bomb. It accumulated deadly force over centuries, requiring only a minor physical disruption to detonate. Scientists categorized this phenomenon as a limnic eruption. As they pieced this together, they realized a smaller, covered-up event at nearby Lake Nyos 2 years earlier had followed the exact same mechanics. While humanity cannot stop the magma leaking from the Earth's crust, researchers realized they could artificially relieve the pressure inside the lake to prevent another disaster. Engineers installed permanent vertical degassing pipes, reaching all the way down to the gas-saturated lakebed. These pipes siphon the gas-rich bottom water to the surface. As it rises and pressure drops, the CO₂ escapes into the atmosphere as a controlled, harmless fountain. The threat requires constant vigilance. Monitoring stations now check ambient gas levels, and geologists continue to track the stability of the natural rock dam that holds the lake's water back. By applying rigorous forensic investigation to a terrifying anomaly, science demystified a rare natural killer. Understanding the precise mechanics of the Earth remains our only defense against its hidden traps.